Well, Jim, after a second half performance like that, well worthy of the 3 and possibly actually 4 goal win there, if I'm allowed to talk about it. 1 goal really chopped off in mysterious circumstances. I saw you having a word with the referee. What was the reason behind that?
The referee apologised, to be fair. He came and said, I've made a mess of it. I'm sorry. We did score off the initial the free kick that he gave, so there wasn't a lot of harm done except for Rory's goal tally, to be honest, and it was a fantastic goal, which, I'm sure people will see it anyway. It had been worthy of Rory, getting that goal, but it didn't happen. The referee was big enough to apologise, which doesn't sometimes happen with referees. They usually will, hide behind something, but he admitted he got it wrong. And
was it his decision alone, or was it a call from the linesman or the assistant referee?
His mics had went in the first half, so he wasn't in contact with anybody else. So I don't know why he went over to that linesman over there, because he wasn't in contact with anybody. But anyway, there was, luckily for us, there was no harm done, and I think the team that played with the win better won the game, and I think that was basically the story. It was, when you're playing against such a strong wind as we did in the first half, it was a case of trying to keep Ayr's chances to a premium and work hard, and it was falling to a lot of our players, as far as, you've got guys there that's not used to doing the dirty side of the game and working as hard, and when we got to half time without any damage, we knew that the second half we'd have a chance, because it's hard to get out against that wind.
You're understating it when you say that you played the second half better, because it was wave after wave of attack. Rory McAllister was excellent up front, and you ended up with 3 very good goals.
Where we done well and better than Ayr was is that we had shots at goal. Ayr didn't pepper the goal as much. We don't usually have as many shots at goal as that. Was pleasing for me, because even the boy that scored the first goal, Zarzaski, we know he's got a good strike to go and have more shots, but we did have shots at goal, and if they're not going in, at least they can buy and we can push up the park and hem Ayr United in, which we did until we scored. And I felt after we scored we kind of get nervy for a wee 10 or 15 minutes and we let Ayr get up the park, but it was I'm delighted with the second half performance. I think against a team like Ayr United, I've always had a lot of time for Ayr United, and I knew this year how good they were, and I think, to be fair to Ian, I think he's always gave us that respect, that he thought we were half decent, so it was a big result for us, and it keeps us up there in the playoff places.
You were sort of in a little difficulty early on with an injury, very early on in the game. What's the position about that? It seems quite sore when he got it.
Well, he's had an ankle injury for a few weeks now, and your goalie had played a goal kick that he went to volley, and it just caught him in the wrong part of the ankle, and he couldn't run the pain off. So it's a position where it's been tough for us this year. We have struggled for centre halves, and we need to try and remedy that, because I know we've got a good squad for midfield and up front, but we need to try and strengthen at centre half, because we've been a wee bit short of bodies in there. But we overcame it. Jamie Redmond went back in and done okay centre half, and we just got on with it. But it was a tough first half.
I was talking to you before the match, and I was having a bit of a joke with you, but also you're now in a 7-game unbeaten run. That must do great things for your team.
Well, amazingly enough, I think maybe the start of that 7-game unbeaten run, we were 3 up at Stenhousemuir, and if it wasn't for that, we'd be, I'm not saying we'd been a better run, but that game was so hard to take. We took that bad, and I think we had to rally around a wee bit after it. To be 3 up and lose 4-3 was sore, and I think we knew that we couldn't let that happen to us, and so since then we've kicked on a wee bit, and we went to Dunfermline, and I think that gave us a lot of confidence, because we could have won at Dunfermline, and since then we've done okay. I mean, for me, we can still do better, but we just need to keep chasing, obviously, the teams above us down if we can, rather than look down the way, because at one point we were the wrong end of the league, so we just need to keep looking up the way and keep chasing the teams above us.
Well, Ian, not really the response you'd hoped for after the Dunfermline game last week.
No, not in terms of the result, but it was your proverbial game of two halves. But the key to the game was at half time we should have been 2 goals ahead. I thought we played very well in the first half with some really great chances. Their goalies made some saves, and the first goal was always going to be a killer. And our long range shooting in the first half was very, very poor, and their boys hit one in the top corner from 30 yards, and after that they played the conditions far, far better than us. I've got to defend the players. There's too many of them playing that aren't fit, but we have to play most of them. But it's a poor result. It's a tough place to come, no matter who comes here. I think Dunfermline were beaten here earlier in the season. But all 3 goals were. One was a great strike, came from a mistake from us. The second one was centre backs getting a Fankel, and should never have gave that away. And the third goal, Greg Flem's got to save it. So really, really disappointing day. But I mean, I said to players, it's time for calm heads now. It's not time to go ballistic. It's time to gather ourselves and make sure while we're going through this type of crisis with all the things that are happening, stay in there, stay within points. Next Saturday is absolutely crucial, and get everybody fit and training every week again. Training right now is decimated, and really, really stay on the tails and finish the season very, very strongly.
So I take it this is influencing who you're looking for over the Christmas period as well?
Well, we may only be able to get a couple of players in. I mean, we can't do much more than that, and it'll probably be 2 going out and 2 coming in. That's just the way it is. But the ones we're looking at, we hope to do something, a centre back, a middle to front player, and we hope to be able to get that done.
Struggled a bit in the last third today, especially in the second half, which we can tell with that wind. It was atrocious.
I thought in the first half we played some really good stuff. I thought the chances we created were down to really, really good football rather than just punts out the park. And Craig Moore, who's just come back in, we've missed him, but he's got to score. He's got to score the first one and the second one. And Alan Trounce had a fantastic chance. To be fair, it's a fantastic save from the goalie. We've had loads of things in and around their box, but you always felt going in at half time, if we hadn't have taken a lead, it was going to be tough with that type of wind. All it takes is one of these strikes to go in, and to be fair there, boy, it was a hell of a hit, wind assisted.